Hello friends and welcome to my channel. Today we are planning out the week of December 23rd through the 29th with my Caress Press inserts. This kit is Hometown Holiday from Glam Planner. It is Old Soleil Studio art from a mystery kit from a few years ago. Y'all, this art is just stunning. It's such a classic Christmas kit. I knew as soon as I got this in the mail that I was going to be saving this week for Christmas. This is me basically saying I don't have a need for baby boxes, but I think they're cute. I was going to try to talk through the beginning of this, if I remember correctly, when I flipped through, and then I forgot what happened. The audio was messed up or something. So, yeah. And then she did include some foil. I didn't end up using it, but I felt that it was pretty versatile to pull into other things. Again, I really wanted to keep this simple. I used the Scribble Prints Co. foil bundle that's mixed red and green foil. And then I pulled in some old foil header tapes from Rose Colored Days that are like Christmas string lights. And then I formatted my own scripts and bought a custom from Plana Hannah in silver. And I will make sure to link the font I used down below. And also y'all can save at Plana Hannah shop with Rosey15 and get my cutie foiled freebie. And we just have a couple more housekeeping things before we get into like the good stuff, you know. Lucy and Olivia, my cat and dog, are living their best life. So if you hear them, they do them. If you haven't yet, hit that red subscribe button and become one of my friends here. If you have any questions about stickers, scripts, my life, whatever, leave them down below. And yeah, I don't think there's anything else other than, again, sorry for yet another break. I feel like I'm an annoying broken record at this point. No excuses. It's just, I honestly didn't feel like talking the last couple weeks. I have felt so antisocial. Even at work, it was just like, oh my God, I don't want anybody to talk to me at all. I just think it was just such accumulation of like the previous 5 weeks with my car that I just needed to sit in silence for a while, and I'm feeling so much better. I'm actually staying up extra late to do this voiceover. It is currently March 2nd, and it is about 10 p.m. as I'm filming this. I'm usually already in bed if I'm being honest, but I was just really in the mood to come chat with you all, so I wanted to take advantage of that. This year, I've been really trying to do things in the moment when I feel like doing them, and I know that that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but like, on my days off, when I have the freedom to do what I want in the order that I want, sometimes I feel like because I usually do it a certain way, like I have to always do it that way, and I have issues breaking routine. And for instance, this is so ridiculous, but in Disney Dreamlight Valley, like the Star Path from the previous one, not the one that's going on now, but I just wasn't into it, and I was like forcing myself to play and hating it when all I wanted to do was color. And so I've just been trying to do things when I want to do them instead of forcing myself to do them, and we'll see how this ends up working out. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Also, if you're wondering, this week of the holidays, if you haven't been here and you don't know, I don't love the holidays. They're very hard for me. I talk about it quite frequently through these videos. I'm pretty much the Grinch, and I actually put bah humbug as my quote in the sidebar because I was just, once again, really, really not feeling it. And for my job, Christmas Eve is always an event, we could say. And this Christmas Eve was by far like the worst shift I have had at work, maybe ever, working there. And from that night has stemmed a lot of things. So yeah, it just was not a great time. And I want to say I was at work like 2 hours past when I was scheduled, and I didn't get home until it was Christmas. And then from that, Christmas is just like so thrown off because, well, I sleep all morning and then I'm exhausted still from the night before, and I was just in a bad mood because of what happened. And so then I always end up taking a nap, and it's just, I don't know. And I have a really hard time with the holidays since moving because they really make me miss my childhood home. Because before the move, that was where I had my Christmas every single year, with the exception of maybe one or two. One we went on a cruise, and the other we were with family, my family in a different state. But it just doesn't hit the same. Like, I would love to go to my parents' house, but it's just not. They don't live in my childhood home anymore. They moved as well. But they live like an hour away, and it's just not feasible with everything because after work, I could not drive straight to them because I have Lucy and Olivia, so I'd have to come pick up the love bugs, and then that takes me about a half an hour out of the way from their house, or I could come home and wait until I wake up in the morning. But then by the time I drive there, I'm going to be ready for, like, it just doesn't, I'm sure you all understand what I'm trying to say. It just doesn't hit quite the same. This year, though, I was very excited. I knew what I was getting for Christmas. I was getting a new Kindle. I limped my last Kindle to the finish line, and actually, when I went to show my dad how bad my old Kindle was, I couldn't even get it working. It actually took about, my dad was like determined to get it on. It actually took us about a half an hour to get it on, just to show you like how much I truly like limped that thing to the finish. And it has been a dream come true. If I remember, I'll link my Goodreads down below, and I use Fable as well. I've been reading a lot more. I'm still in the Zodiac Academy world as I was here when this week took place. I have finished the main series, and I'm on to the wolf one. I can't think of what it's called. Something about Darkmoor Penitentiary. But and then when I finish that series, which I'm only on the first book, we will be moving on to something else. So for any of you that are not into fantasy and don't care about me talking about that series, it'll be done. Lucille, Nicole. She has been excessively chewing her one paw. And that's what she was just doing. So, yeah. So then, of course, this week, like after Christmas, was the biggest sale day of the year. Boxing Day, we do a huge thing, and it's just pure chaos and calamity at work. And it was actually really funny. Not funny, but when I originally saw the schedule, I have Thursdays always blocked off in my schedule. Like I don't think I've ever worked a Thursday as long as I've been there. I've had to go to staff meetings, but I don't think I've ever worked an actual shift on a Thursday. And so when I saw the schedule and I was scheduled on Thursday, I was like, what the heck? And I almost texted my manager to be like, hey, why'd you schedule me Thursday? And then all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, it's Boxing Day, duh, which is a day by contract I'm required to work. And so, like, that threw off my week, like, not working Wednesday. And I also, because Christmas was on Wednesday, Mondays are usually blocked in my schedule. So I usually work, like, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and then one of the weekend days. So I worked Monday and I worked Thursday, which are my two normal days off. And it just threw everything into calamity. Just, like, it reminds me of back, being in school when you would have like a Monday off of school, like President's Day or whatever, and it just like threw your whole week off. It was totally like that. I had no idea what day it was or anything, which also probably, just contributed to the mood as well. I also introduced my mom to The Greatest Showman this week, which was great. And then we also found out this week that we were definitely going to hit a big bonus goal for this period. And just given the the week of work, like the way the week had gone at work, it was just such like a relief and a blessing, and it just made everything worth it in the end. And I also this week, which is funny because it's the week that the Christmas spread is on, I already started taking down my Christmas tree, y'all. Especially with work now and having the holidays impact my job so much. The second it's over, I want it gone. I want it out of sight. I don't want to think about it. I already hate that we're on month 3 of this year because now we're like already closer to next holiday season. It's like my manager said it's her favorite time. She thrives during that season at work, and I am the opposite. It's like the dark cloud hanging over my ear. I would love to love it, but the introvert in me is just like, absolutely not. Yeah. I'm trying to see. This font is kind of hard to see. Oh yeah, Jimmy Carter died this week as well. It's my fault. I should have turned on more lights. But I kind of like it. It's, it's in the evening. It's dim. Let me know if you're like this. So I'm sitting at my kitchen counter recording this voiceover for y'all right now, and I have on the dim lights, not the bright lights. I don't like the bright lights. The bright lights bother my eyes, especially at night. They would make it easier to see, yes, but I don't like the bright lights. I like the dim lights. Let me know if you know what I'm talking about, and if you're like this too. I'm really curious because I was over at one of my friend's houses a couple weeks ago, and she was like, I have to turn on the bright lights, I'm sorry. And it was like, oh God, and she gets it. And someone that was over there is like, I don't get why it bothers you. It's fine. And it just became this whole discussion. So now I need to know, if you're watching this, do you prefer in your house to have like the bright lights on, or do you prefer like the dimmer lights at night? Or if you have no idea what I'm talking about, let me know that too. I need to take a sip of water. But this week I was still in the groove of planning, which is good to see. I am like, my goal this week is to get 2 videos up. I really want to be into 2023 by the end of this week. I have this week, and then I don't know how I want to do New Year's this year because, I plan it in both planners. I do plan it in my 2024 planner and in my 2025 planner, but I never know how to voice over those spreads because obviously it's the same plans both weeks. I don't know if I should super speed up both of them and just do them at one. I don't know. And then here I'm realizing that I forgot an overlay on this box and I had used them all, so I'm just using some of the confetti little sparkly deco bits that came in the bundle to like fake an overlay on that box. And it's funny because at the time when I did it, I was like, oh, you can totally tell I absolutely hate it. And until watching this video back right now, I forgot that I did it, and I've been looking at my spread in front of me the entire time in my actual planner. Look at those rose-colored days headers. They're so pretty. I feel like nobody talks about rose-colored days anymore, and she was a shop that used to be mentioned in like every plan with me. But getting into Monday, December 23rd, my Plan With Me went up for my Screamathon week. So I will link that in the eye up above in case you're feeling some Halloween holiday spirit as well. Then I stopped this morning and I got McDonald's breakfast. I want to say I was feeling nauseous and mainly wanted the soda, but if I was stopping, I was going to get food too. And then I got gas, which I need to do now. My gas light definitely came on my drive home today. It was like actually as I turned into my neighborhood, or I would have done it. Unfortunate. And then I went to work, and after work I took a nap, and then I did some tidying up, and then I wrapped some presents. And then that night I wrote that I got as caught up on Plan With Me's and planning as possible. Can't wait to get back to that spot. I was like, if I do one voiceover a day, can I catch up? It depends when my next set of scripts comes in, but potentially. We'll see. That's ambitious. That's ambitious, though. But moving into Tuesday, the 24th, it's obviously Christmas Eve. This morning my parents were coming, so I definitely had to vacuum. God forbid Olivia gets a granule of litter on the floor and my dad loses his mind. So I marked that my parents came, and then I basically had to get ready for work. It was like, hi, bye. So I did my makeup, and then I treated myself to Starbucks because it was going to be the big Christmas Eve shift. And it was a shift. And then late when I got home, I still count this as Christmas Eve because I didn't go to sleep even though it was late. My parents and I always open presents. So I marked that, and I just used these teenies. I don't have any stickers that actually look like either of my parents, but I just thought this was a cute way to do it. And then I wanted to mark that what I got as my big gift this year. I feel like I want to start doing that just so that when I look back, I remember what year I got certain things. Yeah. Then moving into Christmas Day, you all know what I'm going to say. I marked that it was Christmas Day, and then I slept in because I was up all night, right? And then I was just exhausted, so I was basically just bumming on the couch, playing some Dreamlight Valley, watching some football or whatever my dad had on the TV, because it doesn't matter if they're at my house, he gets control of the TV, regardless if I can't stand the show or not, or the politics or not. So that's fun. But I digress. So then I took a nap. And then we had Christmas dinner, and then that night I had a huge breakdown. I don't know what it is, but the holidays and my dad being in my space, my body is automatically in fight or flight at all times. And I just feel like I'm walking on eggshells, and it just usually all boils up, and it just never ends well. And the older he's gotten, the worse he's gotten. As I mentioned before, he either has Alzheimer's or dementia. His dad had one, mom had the other. He doesn't really want to know. So you don't know what kind of mood you're going to get. You don't know what's going to set him off. It could be something completely stupid, like you not using the right cup. I'm not even kidding. I have to stop talking about this or I'm going to get emotional. But yeah, so that's kind of, where we're at with that. And it just makes it hard. It just makes it hard. So anyways, moving on to Thursday, I marked that it was Boxing Day, my least favorite day of the entire year. And then I marked that my Plan With Me for Halloween went up. And then I did my makeup because I had to work, and my mom, dad, and Tito was with them, left this day, so they weren't at my house long, which was nice. It was a relief to come home to a quiet house. And then I marked that at work I was just alone all day. I was supposed to have help, but it was a whole nother thing. And also Christmas Eve, we were told that we were going to get prizes. That never happened. We're also, every holiday, they usually give us, a ton of snacks, and we get a meal, and I didn't get any snacks or a meal, and it just, other people did during the day, but I guess how the timing of my shift worked out, like the breakfast was gone and I just missed like the lunch, if you will. And so that just also added to it being a bad work week. Then I watched The Resident. Moving into Friday, I did my makeup and I went to work. And then after work, I took a nap because I was exhausted. And then this day, I finished reading The Academy as told by the boys' perspective and started reading Zodiac Academy. Shadow Princess. And then I started decorating my Kindle, putting like stickers on the back and a case and getting it all together. Then Saturday, I slept in this day. I wish I could sleep as well as I did this week. Seriously, y'all, I haven't been sleeping, and this week's just making me jealous of myself. And then I planned, and I took a nap, and then this day, I think I watched The Greatest Showman alone. Maybe this wasn't the week I watched The Greatest Showman with Mom. Now I'm confusion. We did it recently. Either way, I watched it a few times recently. Then moving into Sunday, Hotness Express over here. I did my laundry because it's Sheet Sunday like I did today. Can't wait to get into a clean bed. And then I did my makeup and I went to work. And this was the day, like I mentioned, that we found out that we were going to hit our bonus, which was so exciting. We thought we had hit max bonus possible, but it didn't end up quite being that, which was a disappointment. But it was still pretty dang good. Can't complain, really, to be honest. And we've never bonused that high before, so it was like a big accomplishment. And then, like I said, Jimmy Carter passed away, and then I just used this little Christmas ornament to mark that my mom and I started taking down the tree. Why do I feel like... No, my mom was still here. Just Dad and Tito left on Thursday. I couldn't read. I can't read, y'all. Maybe I should have turned on the bright lights. But here are my kit leftovers. Would have loved to use that ring box, but I'm a single Pringle, doomed to be alone forever. I have had some of the most disgusting messages on dating apps recently, and I just want to be like, does it actually work? Like, do girls like actually respond to that usually to you? Because, ew. Yeah. I just want to cuddle somebody, honestly. Tonight, it's actually pretty cold, and I would just love to be in somebody's arms, but instead, Lucy's gonna be in mine, and I'm gonna enjoy her nuggety cuddles. I can't believe Lucy's gonna be 9 this year, y'all. She's getting gray, and I feel like that's one reason, too, why I have been home so much, is because I know that my time with them is so precious, and I just want to spend as much time with her as possible because she is my everything. And so that's also been like kind of a problem, because I'm like, but I kind of want to be home with Lucy because her life's so short and I could be home with her now. And like I said, she's my buddy. If I'm not sitting at the kitchen counter, if I'm sitting somewhere where she can get to me, she's usually always sitting touching me. Unless she's drinking water, harassing Olivia, or barking at UPS or FedEx or the mailman. She used to bark a lot more than she does now. She doesn't really care about people and dogs walking by. I don't know, she would still bark at skateboards. Nobody here skates, so it's not an issue, but where we used to live, they did. And then Olivia's just a loaf right now. I can't even see. It looks like she doesn't have legs or a tail. But that's going to bring us to the end of this plan with me. I hope you all enjoyed, and we'll see if she's back or not. I make no promises, But if you are struggling, just know you are not alone. My DMs are open for you on Instagram. It is RoseyPlans, like it is here. Don't hesitate to reach out if you need a friend. And I don't know what else to say. I hope you all are doing well. Have a good one, whatever time of day, wherever you're watching this. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, friends.